welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing another book by Frieda McFadden. This one is The Inmate. It's another psychological thriller, and I've seen this book all over my TikTok and YouTube, so I basically just wanted to see if the book lived up to the hype and everything around it. And from what I can say, the book definitely had many roller coasters of emotions. This is one of the books where, like, you think you know what's going on. The writing makes you want to believe what's happening in one point, and it completely changes. There's so many twists, and some of the plot twists kind of shocked me, actually. I was not, like, expecting them to be that crazy. So, yeah, but other ones, like minor twists, I was like, okay, that's a bit too much to put on. Like, some of them I don't think were that necessary for the plot. But yeah. So if you don't know about Frieda McFadden, she writes, I think most or all or most of her books are psychological thriller books, exactly like this one, and they're super easy to read and fun to get into and very addictive to read. And it's one of those, not one of those, most her books are kind of like, you start reading and you're just like, one more chapter, and then you're just like, another chapter, and before you know it, you're halfway through and you might as well finish the book in one sitting. So that's exactly what I did with this book. It's very interesting. Like, they're very easily bingeable, these books. But enough of that. I want to get on to the main reason we're here for this book, and I might add there might be some spoilers ahead, so click off, go read the book, and come back to see my thoughts on it. I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. If you continue to watch, I hope you're okay with the spoilers ahead. So, this book in particular follows the main character, who is called Brooke, and she gets a job as a nurse in a prison. And her life is kind of already a bit complicated and all over the place, but throughout the book things start to get more intense, should I say, because her job, working here, seems to be connected to her past that she fled from. So, yeah, she's connected to one of the inmates at the prison, hence the name. But, yeah, from as soon as you figure that out, that she's connected to one of the inmates, the whole story starts revealing smaller secrets that build up and up over the chapters, and you're constantly questioning who is telling the truth and what is the truth of what happened. I don't want to spoil too much, but the book is basically past v present, and essentially things are not always as what they can seem to be, is what I'll say. But for me, this book, like, it was such an easy read. Like, the chapters are very short. There's a lot of them, but they're quite short, so it's good. It's good. And they always end on a point where you're just, like I said earlier, constantly like, one more chapter, I want to keep reading. So that's all I kept telling myself. I think I finished it in 2 days, 3 days. I don't know. It's not a big book. Like, it's pretty thin. I think there is approximately 50. Don't quote me. 55.
A few moments later.
Chapters, and then the epilogue. So about 55 chapters, but they're all relatively short, about 1 or 2 pages each. But what I will say is that if you're someone who struggles to find a good book or something to get into, then this will definitely be one to you, because it's so easy to read and it's so easy to get into for anything to pick up on it, and you kind of understand the plot, and it obviously explains it as you go on, but it's quite easy to know what's going on. But what I will say though is that the main thing that I liked was definitely the pacing of the book. Like, it is not too slow, but it's not so fast that it's just like too much information at once to comprehend, so you can't really read it. And the book wasn't boring. And yeah, like I said, I like how you can like read, the story tells you bits of information at a time instead of just chucking it all on you at once, so you can actually comprehend the chapter that you're on and then keep reading as it goes along. And it sort of keeps you guessing. You read one chapter and you're like, oh, blah 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 did this and they did that, and you're kind of like, what is the actual ending going to be? But obviously, with this being such a twisty book, if that's a phrase you can use, they're a big part of this. And there's some moments where I genuinely did not expect what was going to happen next to actually happen and be there, which is something that I always appreciate when I read a book. You know, you don't want to just expect something to happen from the whole beginning to the end and it be that, because that just makes the book boring. You like something to have a little bit of difference. And I think the fact that it's also in a prison, it gives it more that like thriller vibe, you know, more tense atmosphere, if one must use high vocabulary. But now I'm going to move on to some things I did not particularly like as much. I do have a few criticisms, which may be bad, or they are bad, but it's okay, because some of the twists, because there are many in this book, like when you start progressing through the chapters, there becomes quite a few, and you're kind of like, oh. But what I didn't particularly like is that some of the twists felt kind of unrealistic and exaggerated in a way that is not a good look for the book, because you can go the whole way through to say chapter 25 and then chapter 26 they just drop a bombshell and you're kind of like, what's happening? Because just before it was something completely different. So I didn't really like that. And yeah, it just, if the twist just felt a little bit forced at some points. Not all of them. Most of them were really crazy and good for the book, but some of them felt forced, and it just like makes you take a step back from the actual read. And you don't want to keep reading after that. You're kind of like, well, what's going on now? So it doesn't keep you invested, is all I was going to say. And another thing, I didn't really enjoy the flicking back from past and present, because I didn't feel as connected to the main character as I have in other books. I didn't feel like I understood her perspective of and views of the book in in moments, but if that makes sense. I wasn't emotionally invested in Brooke, but overall though, the characters are really interesting, but I wouldn't say that they had a deep, like, I don't know what to call it, like, personality maybe. I feel like they're mostly just there for the plot twists and to build up the story. Like, that's good, but I didn't have a chance to, like, get to know them, sort of, like, and actually feel invested in the characters. So, that's not necessarily bad, but it just depends on what type of stuff you like to read. If you like to imagine what the characters look like and the setting, I don't think that would be great for this book. But from here now is definitely going to be a small spoiler warning, because I'm going to be talking about the ending. So I'll give you another 5 seconds to click off if you're still here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. And if you're still here, then fair enough. But so the ending definitely changed my views on the whole book. If that ending was made a lot differently, I would have rated this book a lot lower than anything else, because it was very shocking and dramatic in the way that the final chapters lead up to it, which fits the book really well, the vibe and the pacing of the book. But on the other hand, it just felt a little bit over the top. I know you can say whatever, but it just felt a bit like, in the couple chapters near the end, I'd say maybe 51 to 54, when it finally reveals, like, the main twist, it was just like, they did this and then they did that and then they did, it was too much to comprehend for a moment, personally. And I don't know if that's because I haven't obviously read as much as some people have in the past, but I don't know. And I feel like, and I really do love Frieda as a writer, but I feel like for this book specifically, she's leaned into the kind of like, oh, like, you didn't expect that, I gotcha, like, do you know what I mean? Those type of moments where I feel like it's a bit unrealistic, especially for the type of vibe this book has going for it. So I just didn't really enjoy that as much. I would have hoped it would have been a little bit different, but overall, the actual book I would rate about 3.5 to 4 out of 5, and that says a lot. I do really enjoy these kind of darker settings, like this one and Ward D. I quite enjoyed. Like, that was the psychiatric asylum ward one. So I don't know if there's these type of settings or the writing, because I feel like, yeah, anyways, they're just very interesting to read. But I think the book was really entertaining, fast paced, and I think for anyone who wants that, it's perfect. And the book's very addictive, so you can finish it pretty quickly, pretty easily. But if you're looking for something deeper with more connection to characters and to places, I don't feel like this would be a fit for you. But you can always try other Frieda books, because she's got so many that there must be at least one for you. I have currently moved on to another Frieda book called Do Not Disturb, and I'm on about chapter 20 of that now, so I'm getting there. and I should be back to leave a review on that one. But I just want to say, tell me in the comments if you've read this book and tell me your thoughts. Did you enjoy the twists on it? Did you enjoy the ending? Were the twists too much? Like, let me know. If you have any other book recommendations, tell me in the comments, because I'm always looking for some more reads other than Frieda, even though she's excellent. But don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.